I had planned to do a bow on this purse here using my 8x9 mighty hoop. I was ready to go earlier today, and then turns out it doesn't fit. It almost does, but I managed to get it in sideways. I was thinking about turning it around once I had it inside, and it looked like it was almost gonna start ripping the stitching. So this is a no-go. But luckily today I received my 5.5 mighty hoop for the Tajima. Now I have two for the Melco, and these are probably one of the sizes that you'll be using the most, at least personally. But I have not gotten one for the Tajima. I don't know why. And I really ordered it because we have a pretty big job coming up. We're gonna be doing polos, sweaters, even fanny packs, and that's why I ordered it. So I don't have to use the tubular hoops that the Tajima comes with. So great timing. I do have to set it up, so I'll fast forward this part. I have done a video where I talk a little bit more about how the brackets go. It's real simple, but that'll be a video right up here if you're interested in that. As always, if you guys do want your own mighty hoops, anything from Hoopmaster, use my link in the description for free shipping. Code TKStitch25 at checkout. Now let me set this up real quick. So I ordered the wrong size. I guess this is the smaller one. This is not the 5.5, it's 4.25. Look at this thing. I mean, it's just cute compared to this one here. I don't think it's gonna do. I'm probably gonna return it. I'm not gonna bother with the brackets and all that. Box is still good, so I think I'm gonna end up returning it because it's just too small. I don't see it even using it in the future, like, at all. So not even, you know, keeping it because I might need it. I really don't think I will. I'm probably gonna end up buying the one that I meant to buy, the 5.5, and then email them and see what's up with returning it. Maybe we just have to pay for shipping, but I'm definitely gonna return it. For this project, I think we're gonna have to use the tubular hoop, unfortunately. Well, this kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I was planning on doing a bow right here. Real simple bow. Probably seen a bunch embroidered on sweatshirts and all that type of stuff. So I wanted it here in the corner. You can see. I just didn't want to use these hoops because this is nylon. It feels kind of sensitive. Like I might get some bad hoop burn that I won't be able to fix, but I'm thinking if I have the bottom ring really open, I won't tighten. It won't be as tight, and I'll avoid horrible hoop burn. This is not like a serious job. We're not charging for this. We're just doing it. So it's kind of like, at first I was planning on doing it big in the middle. That hoop didn't fit, so we were thinking about doing the corner with the smaller hoop. No, that's not happening. And now this is plan C. Okay, so plan C.2, we're gonna be using this, but it's gonna be in the middle. It's not gonna be in the corner. There's all these seams and stitches that makes it really thick. It won't grab the bottom hoop the way it's supposed to. So we'll do right in the middle. We'll get the midpoint, and we'll try to go as big as we can using this one here. So all we gotta do as usual, just mark our midpoint, measure this, digitize to that size, and we'll get it going. It always happens this way. I was debating, so we could do, whether it's the width or the height, maybe 6.5. We'll see if, you know, we don't have any issues in the corners, but we're able to fit, let's see, actually this one, maybe 6 inches. Should be big enough. But as I was saying, always happens. I was not even gonna do a video on this because of how simple the bow is, and here we are. Anything but simple. let's get to it. At this point, the digitizing might be the easiest part of today's project. But what I have here is I made a line here just so I could put that at 6 and then size the design to that line. One thing I don't like about Hatch 2, I don't know if this is fixed or if it has another purpose, but you can crop an image right over here, but it keeps the original dimensions of the overall image. So it's not like I could cut it to this and then choose a certain size. You're still getting the measurements of the entire thing. So don't really understand that crop feature, but it does eliminate a little bit of the distraction, I guess. So we'll keep it like this. Let's get that centered to begin with, and we're just gonna be doing 2 things: a fill, a tatami fill, and then a satin stitching, exactly how it is here. It seems like they did the satin stitching for the bottom. It gives it a little bit of depth. Obviously the loops on the bow would be in front of these 2 strands, whatever you call them. So you know they did that first and then this after. So that's what we'll do. But the main shape could just be one big bow. So I'm not following it exactly pretty much. After I get my satin down, I will think about the full compensation and tweak it a little bit so I don't have any gaps, which is usually the biggest thing, the biggest issue people run into. Okay, let me select that because I had it in outline. So select, that's a fill. We'll keep it red to keep the vibes going. And then we're gonna digitize these holes that are right here. Can't forget those. Space, space. We got that. Let's do this one here. Space, space. Okay, let's do this now. Select, reshape. We'll start at the bottom and we'll end at this corner here. Let's change this angle just like that. So it's gonna stitch bottom all the way up the way it should go. I should not run into any risks of gaps. Or maybe here. But when you have a humongous design, here's where you could run into an issue where the fabric's moving a lot, doing all this stitching up and stitching down, that you'll actually get this gap of your garment showing through. This design is pretty small, so I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I'm gonna keep it like that. All right, now let's go digitize open shape. It's gonna be a satin. And then we'll do these bottom little borders here. I'm following the black line, which is the design notes that I initially did for the fill. I actually like that size. It's a little bit thicker than in the picture, but it'll do. I like it. I'm gonna click select this here, go to stitching, and then I'm gonna remove the auto trim, and I'm gonna move the start over here. I probably could have kept it there, but what this is gonna do is it's not gonna do a trim here and begin the next satin. Is just gonna jump right into this one here that I'm gonna start. Space, select, stitching. Same thing with this one. So it's gonna start here now. It's gonna end there. Now it might actually do a jump stitch since it's not touching that one, but that's all right. Okay. So it's gonna jump from here to here. Gonna finish that. Let's turn this off. Once again, the automatic trim. And now digitize close shape, still an outline, still a satin. Right click, right click, right click, right click, and then enter, and boom, perfect circle. I'm not sure why sometimes your start and stops change, like on the inside here that I had changed, it's now a little bit different. I guess it tries to end where the next part is gonna start, but I'm gonna change that back to the way that I had it, just like that. Now we just have to do the last two satin borders, which are for these holes right here. Just like that. Once I get the initial thing done, I like to hide the artwork. And then now we just have to worry about the pull comp issue here. We're gonna reshape. Since our angle is straight left to right, we have to stretch out the sides left to right further out so that when it pulls in, we don't get any gaps in between here. So again, it's not a big design, so you don't have to overdo it, or there's no need to do it a whole bunch. But just like that. We're fine with this. Wrong way. The next thing you also gotta fix is the tops and the bottoms, which is kind of the opposite of what's going on here from left to right. They're getting pushed out instead of getting pulled in. So these, you actually have to pull them in closer. This is the main fill, by the way, still. You pull these a little bit closer because they are gonna be getting pushed out just a little bit. You also got to keep in mind on the material that you're using. So a stretcher material, you have to account for this way more. I don't think I should have that issue with this bag. It's like a plastic material, so I don't think there'll be any issues even if I didn't do this stuff, but it's a good thing to think about when digitizing and doing it anyways. Why not? And that's about it. I'm gonna make sure I'm still at 6 in height. I'm gonna click on the tatami fill, the spacing. I'm gonna make it a little bit more dense, 0.014 if you're looking in inches, and then set the design's start and stop in the middle, so I could try to hoop the ring to where my mark is gonna land in the middle, and then the rest should be fine. That's it for this part. It's actually gonna be brown on the purse, so a little brown on brown, not red. I'm just gonna get it onto the USB. Let's hoop this real quick and run it, get it over with. Here's my midpoint from left to right. On the height, I'm gonna put it a little bit higher up, not completely centered. I'm also pretty much gonna be sewing these little pockets shut. That's not a problem with the person, so we're good to go. I'm also not using any stabilizer. I don't think I need it. There's the material on top, a bit of padding, and then back here. I think I'm just gonna focus on being centered left to right because the bottom part of the bag here doesn't give it enough slack for the hoop to clamp down. So I'm gonna have to put this a little bit higher. This bag is giving me some real trouble. Just popped off. Finally got it. Let's get it onto the machine. I have the design loaded up. First thing, get it right in the middle here. That's pretty good. And then probably gonna have to go a little bit higher. Run this trace. Ooh, way too high. I have to reduce the size big time. It is now 4.6. We'll see how this material embroiders. There are a little bit of bumps and creases in here. but hopefully there's no issue. I'm running with 7511 sharp needles, sharp point needles, and yeah, let's go. Oh, I had the wrong color on there. Got to reset that to needle 15 for the brown. We're done here. It's looking pretty clean. Best thing is no cleanup with the stabilizer. Just a nice little bow. There wasn't really hoop burn. There's a couple spots, one here and one here, where there's a bit. I'm gonna wet it. If it goes away, cool. If not, no big deal. As I mentioned, it's kind of like a little, just a little favor embroidery job, so it's not that serious. No offense. Well, that is pretty much it for this one. Bummer about the hoop. We are doing polo sleeves. We're gonna be embroidering this area here on both sides, so I'm thinking maybe we can use them for the smaller sizes, but I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to find a shirt to test out. The design is pretty wide, so that's the only thing. This one will reduce it a good amount, but if the sleeve is small, then it would work out. I don't know. Might be returning it though. We're getting the garments for that big job Wednesday, so kind of like no rush. It is a big order. They know it's gonna take a while, so we'll see what we end up doing. That is it for this one. As always, like and subscribe if you like all things embroidery. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's it for me. Deuces.